Welcome to another Twisted Wrestling update. Thank you for hanging in there with us. Thank you for your patience. My gosh, what a week and it is already, right?
Preparation, calm before the storm.
Oh my gosh, just craziness, insanity, fun. Yeah. We're going to get into that. We're not going to keep you, but we have a new sponsor, and our sponsor is the Twisted Fork, the owner Bert Parsley in Port Charlotte. And it's just an insane, incredible restaurant, sports bar. They have Bert's Back Porch concerts that hold 500 people. We ran a show there a few years ago and had a great time. And although their claim to fame is their live music, we've been just sort of egging them on a little bit to get us to run another show real soon. This afternoon when I had messaged Bert about possibly sponsoring our show, he just goes, yeah, I'll sponsor it. And I says, well, we're going to be up there. We're going to have a meal. We're going to meet there this evening. And we sat and we talked, and I said, hey, you got a banner? And they got a concert going on while we're talking, and we're on the inside. It's not as loud in there, but so there's areas where you can get it loud and have your drinks and food, or a little more quiet interior. And he says, well, we don't have very many banners after the storm. Why don't you try to pick one? Well, I went ahead and picked the one that was in front of the band playing. And I took Bert out there, and they're playing, and he says, give me a knife. This is the one he actually pulled off the railing that was playing in front of the band. So we want to thank the Twisted Fork for being our new sponsor. Again, we're talking about a show sometime in the near future, but we're focusing right now on our studio and our show that we have next Saturday. Bob, you want to take it from there?
I'd just like to say January 11th, right here at the Twisted Wrestling Studios. It may be cold in Florida tonight, but next Saturday it's going to be hot as hell. Hot as hell.
You know, Bob.
And I don't mean in the building, I mean in the ring. The action's going to be fierce. The Cuban Assassin's going to get his. The Chief's going to get his. If you saw it last week, the Chief got his. He's going to get it times 10 next week. And he can cry all night long. Oh, my leg, oh. Well, we don't like crying. There's no crying.
All I can think of was when I saw that video was when Nancy Kerrigan. She's laying on the floor just like Chief was. She gets hit in the leg, the knees or the back. She's going, why? And no offense, Nancy, we know that that wasn't a good feeling. And Chief, again, my condolences to you. I hope you're able to actually make the match. But we've got some.
You know he's going to make the match because as much as we make fun of the Chief and as much as the beating he took last week, he does have pride in what he's doing. He's going to be here. He's going to show it no matter what. If he has to have Kane to get in the ring or help from one of the old people in the ring that moves like him, he'll get it because this is on the line. First champion ever.
It is.
It's not going to be the Chief, but he's going to be there.
Well, can you tell me about why this belt's sitting here?
Well, because the legendary Debbie Malenko's coming in from the absolute legendary Malenko family. And I am excited about this. I'm a little bit worried what happened because of Penelope Paradise. She put her word out. She's going to be here. Penelope Paradise. Man, they had some of the best matches of the 80s. Late 80s, early 90s. I'm not going to go back to the 80s, but they had some of the best matches in the 1990s. Debbie Malenko against Penelope Paradise. Right up the road at the Manatee Civic Center. I was there live and in person with a mask on, which you probably wish I had now as the masked superstar, calling the action alongside Henry Reigns, whoever that was. But next week, what do they call it? Volatility?
Yeah, that's good enough.
It's a rivalry. It goes back over 30 years. It's almost like me and my wife. 30 years. And it's going to all come together next week. Nadia White against Debbie Malenko with the Penelope Paradise at ringside. Who knows what could happen?
Well, let me just say this because we're not going to keep you. And look, we've pretty much said everything we need to say. It's a week away. We've done all our homework. We're proud of what we've done. It's going to be a standing room only. It's going to be a sellout. And you can just look on social media who's going to be working the show. But I want to tell you something. You don't make this show and you hear some of the surprises we have, and then we hear what do we hear after that, after they see
I should have won.
why didn't I go to the show? Just like Chief. And I do want to send that one message to Chief, even though I know he's hurting right now. I made you, buddy. And I don't know who attacked you. I think they're just doing that so you can have a reason to not show up. And as far as I'm concerned, that's our Twisted Wrestling update. I want to defer to the Cooker, who, by the way, has the Cooker Corner podcast. And we may be taking a couple weekends off. We've got training tomorrow at 2. And next weekend's going to be the show, and it's going to be a hullabaloo. But
well, you talk about who made the Chief, you made the Chief. Well, who made me is a picture right over here, the great Malenko. That's who made me. And if you want me to share the knowledge he passed down to me over 40 years ago, that's right, 40 years experience, you come right here to Twisted Wrestling Studio where I trained. The training was magnificent. The man was one of the greatest people I've ever known in my life. But the atmosphere here is so much better than there. Where we trained with the great Malenko, it was a mattress factory, an old mattress factory. They still made mattresses, I can't speak, in the front. But the back, there were 2 rings and a master of the art. His name was the great Malenko. Well, here, you're not going to have a great Malenko, but you're going to have some of the knowledge that he passed on to me in an atmosphere that could get you where you want to go in the wrestling business. Or not, what do I know? But you got to come and try first. You never know until you try. Isn't that what they say?
That's exactly what. I did want to bring up the fact that we have a professional cinematic recording company coming here, especially to record this show. I mean, they've got like 5K like Netflix cameras. Too long of a story to get into it, but I'll tell you who we have to thank for. We have the Golden Boy to thank for that, and we'll get back into
I'm
that.
hoping they can make me look younger and thinner. That's what I'm hoping.
Oh, really?
That'd be a real magic camera.
Oh man. Well, like I said, you don't make the show next week, and it's gonna be why?
You know what's going to happen if they don't make the show next week? The next time I do a Cooker's Gym, I am going to personally call you out for not making the show. Who's you? You know who you are.
And by the way, we're not stopping. A lot of us are going to be out of town in February. Our next show is going to be March 15th, which is a Saturday. So start making plans for that too. Thank you for spending the time with us. By the way, Debbie Malenko has just released her response to Penelope Paradise in a promo that should be up probably as we speak. And
honestly, it's already got 100 views.
Don't confuse her meekness for weakness. If you were to read in between the lines, somebody's going to go, why? So we're going to be out. You guys have a great time. See you next Saturday at 3, and have a great week.
And don't forget, you can sponsor the Cooker's Corner. You can sponsor still this show and the next show.
You mean
just because we got that sponsor don't mean we can't get more sponsors.
You mean like
more
the
sponsors
twisted?
mean more sponsors.
You like the Twisted Fork?
Yes. By the way, the pizza's awesome and the waitresses hot.
Look, this is big time, folks. This is big time. This is major. It's major. We'll share more in the coming days about that. Talk to you soon. Out.